So thank you guys again for just being part of this. I'm so grateful for the emails that I get from you guys. Tons of emails, questions, and I see that a lot of you have watched the previous lives, and so many great things are happening with the business, and you've learned so much. And today is not going to be any different. So today I want to go over how to build a quality lead generation page. I receive a lot of emails. I'm not always able to respond to all of them, but I will try to get back, to some of you guys that you've just started a business or you're thinking about, starting a business, and you're saying, Matthew, I need help with generating quality leads. How can I generate quality leads for my business? And sometimes some of you send me email links to your website, like, why don't you take a look at my website? What do you think? How does it look? And your website needs a lot of work. There are a lot of key things that you're missing. And today I'm hoping that I'm going to show you how to not just to build a high quality landing page for any type of business, but I'm also going to give you some tips. Okay. It's not just about building. So I want to give you some helpful tips that while you're building this website, you want to keep these things in mind. And a lot of times when people think about, creating a website, right, what exactly does that even look like? What does that mean? Before we get into the design aspect, so today you're going to get some tips, also going to follow step by step in how to build one for your business. But before we get into that, I just want to go over something, right? Let's get the party started here, get this presentation going. And there we go. So I really just want to get this started here, guys. Just 1 second. Let me check this there. Okay. Okay, so there we go. There we go. All right. So as we get this started, when we talk about websites, a lot of people build websites, but they don't understand why they're building their landing page. So many of you have had your website for years and you didn't get any type of results. It's like nothing is happening. And I've gotten so many emails from you guys. Matthew, I'm not generating any type of leads on my site. It's like my site is just out there. I see people are coming to it, but what's going on? How come I'm not getting anything on my site? So when you think about lead generation pages, okay, before we get to the design aspect of it, I want you to think of your website as a person. I want you to think of this lead page as a person. So imagine this. A leader is in a room and you have about 20 or 30 people that are there to get instruction from them. And that leader looks around. Now all the attention is on that leader. He looks around or she looks around and just walks out the room, says nothing to anybody else, just leave out the room. Well, after a while, people are going to do one or two things. Some people are just going to automatically, as you leave out the room, within a few minutes, they're going to leave as well. Other people are going to wait for a few minutes and see if you come back or if that leader comes back, and then they're going to leave. Well, that is the same concept when we talk about a lead generation page. Your website is supposed to lead people somewhere, but oftentimes your site is not leading anyone anywhere. People get on your website, they're more confused than they were when they got there. So the goal of this is think of your website as a person that is going to lead. What are you trying to accomplish? So when you think about lead generation, I want you to think about it from the end result. What results are you trying to get? A lot of times we start from the beginning, and that is where we miss the point. So I want you to start from the end. What exactly are you trying to accomplish? What is lead generation? Lead generation consists of attracting and converting target audiences that have shown interest in your product or service. The goal is to guide prospects through the buyer's journey to the end of the sales funnel, also known as closing the deal. So here's the thing. When people come in your website, the goal of it is you want to lead them through a certain path. People want to be told what to do when they come on your website. They're not trying to figure it out. They don't want to figure out, where do I go? What do I do? How do I click? When people come to your website, you need to tell them where you want them to go and how you want things to operate. So that's the first thing, is let people know where you want them to go. Now, the next part here, I want to give you 8 tips. These are 8 tips that you can apply to your business. These are 8 tips that you can apply even before we get into the actual design of the pages. So keep these things in mind, okay? So first, we're going to go through, here's a list of them. The first one is landing page optimization. You have to understand that optimizing your landing page for mobile is so vital. I've been to so many people's websites that when I check that website on the mobile device, it just doesn't look the same. You have icons out of place, you have images, you have text. Things are out of place. So when you're designing your landing page, you have to remember that you have to create it for the mobile experience as well. It has to be able to be adjust responsive. So about 90% of the global population uses their phones to search online. This is crucial because when people come on your website on their phones, you send a link to someone and they share your site and they're not able to see what you want them to see. Guess what? They're going to end up leaving. The next thing is you want to do what's called audience segmentation. You create different lead generation landing pages for different audiences. This is important for those targeting multiple audiences. Use audience segmentation to divide audiences segment based on their interest and other details. Then create targeted landing pages for them. I have seen so many people get this wrong. Listen, when you have a landing page, you're going to attract a lot of different people. What you want to do is you want to look at your analytics, you want to look at your data, and you want to see who's coming. And based on the response that you get, you can create a landing page based on that. Well, a lot of people, I noticed that a lot of people don't actually track their websites. A lot of people do not track their websites, their performance. So what happens when you don't track your performance is you have no clue what's going on with your site. I've asked people, tell me a little bit about your website traffic. I don't really know. I'm not sure. Tell me a little bit about your demographics. What is a demographic? Tell me a little bit about your top pages, your drop-off pages. Tell me a little bit about your benchmark. They have no clue what that is. So you're going to attract a lot of people once you take a look at your analytics. This is vital. You want to determine where you want to put your energy. Create 2 different pages, and then you can test those out to see how that works. The next part is you want to grab the user's attention. As I am going to show you when we start the design process, grab their attention above the fold. Now, some of you that are watching this are saying, Matthew, I have no clue what above the fold means. What is that? Where is that? We're going to look at that when we get started. The best lead generation landing page captures a user's attention immediately. Have you ever been on some websites that when you get there, it just automatically just grabs your attention and then compels them to convert to or scroll and to learn more? This means that it's critical to display the conversion or the click-through conversion rate above the fold, even while also including the CTA call to action further down the page. You want to grab your user's attention. You want to grab their attention when they first come on the site. If there's nothing there, whether it's a photo, a video, a text, whatever that thing is, grab them. Once you grab them, you got them. They're going to stay a lot longer on your website. Strong headline. Great SEO copywriting starts long before your audiences get to the page. Your headline will also help tell the page's story in the SERP, Search Engine Results page. That's what that stands for, SERP. Your ad copy, and anytime you reference or link to the landing page, make sure the headline clearly identifies the page's overall purpose. Then refine the headline until it's compelling, intriguing, and emotion evoking. You want to make sure that you have a strong headline. You want to just have just that one line that when people look at it, it's going to grab them. You don't want to have something that is so long, especially when you're starting out. If you're starting out, you want to keep things as simple as possible. Work with a copywriter. Listen, don't try to do it all by yourself. Everyone has something that they're great at. If your strength is not writing quality headlines, don't do it because it's not going to work. You're going to realize that after a while, people are not going to be captivated. So I would encourage you, really recommend it, that you find a copywriter, someone that can write a solid headline. So when people look at it, it just boom, it just automatically just grabs that person's or grab the audience's attention. Number 5, benefits and offers. Highlight the immediate benefits of the offer, not the general benefit of working with your company. For example, if you sell CRM software and your landing page promotes an ebook people can download after they enter their contact information, focus on the benefit of the ebook. This is so vital. I've seen so many people launch landing pages to generate leads, and they waste so much time talking about their company, while their company is the greatest, their company is the best in the world. People don't really care about how great your company is. They just want to know, what are you offering me? What are the benefits? Why should I use your product? Why should I sign up for your program or your course? Why should I do X, Y, and Z? They don't care about all the other stuff. Get straight to the point. Let them know, listen, you can get this free for 7 days. Click here to download this for free. You want to create catchy stuff that will get them not just attracted, but like, you know what, this is really good, right? And I'm sure that you've seen some websites, you're like, wow, man, this is really, really, really good. So you want to make sure you got benefits. And then also you want to make sure that you have a compelling call to action. The best lead generating landing pages convince users to take action. Once you know the broad idea behind your call to action, get creative about the language. Keep your call to action short, sweet, and action oriented. Make design choices that guide the user to the TTAs or use pop-up options with caution. Many brands choose at least one accent colors that pop, giving them something to contrast against the other brand colors so they can highlight the most important part of the page. Your call to actions are the place to make use of an eye-catching accent colors. Okay, so here's what that means in layman's term. Compel people, move people, make them do things that you want them to do. Again, it comes back to that point of you are the leader, your site is the leader. Work with a really great copywriter that can put words that when people read it, they want to do something, right? All of us as human beings have this impulse to do things. We're so impulsive. If you read the right words, it's going to move you. So if your call to actions are not moving people, then you're going to lose a lot of clients. You're not going to generate a lot of leads. Your conversion rate is going to be extremely, extremely low. Again, you want to keep it short, to the point, and action oriented. Do this, download this, buy now, learn more. Okay, so that's what's definitely going to work. And this one is key. Number 7, we'll have one more after this. Number 7, emotional appeal. Now, most people may not think about an emotional appeal when they think about their website. Okay, even the most rational people are driven by emotions first at base level. They might use logic to support or reject a gut feeling, but that gut feeling must happen first before the rest of the decision-making process kicks in. The neuroscientist Antonio DiMaggio found that people have an extremely difficult time making any decisions, likely to fill out a form on your landing page, absent of emotion. In other words, emotions are just as critical to a person's decision to take action as any logical reasoning involved in the process. Again, people want to connect with your product. So whether that means you're sharing a story about yourself, listen, If you ever watch some of those shows like the Shark Tank, where people go out there to, get investors to invest in their companies, the ones that typically share a heart-wrenching story, those ones typically, even if the sharks don't like their business, but because they connected with them emotionally. Or is your landing page connected with people emotionally? One of the things that I do when I do corporate training is a lot of times corporations, even though there's been some shifts now, but they tend to look more at just the analytics, the benchmark, at the data, but they forget sometimes that people are human beings, right? And they lose that emotional aspect of it. So part of what I do is I analyze, okay, how are you connecting on an emotional level? Now I'm not saying get all touchy feely, kumbaya, what I mean, stuff like that. But you need to connect with people. So if that means you're sharing your story, right? People are going to be moved by that. You want to connect with people emotionally. And I guarantee you, when you begin to connect with people emotionally, they'll trust you. They'll come to you. Your product or your service might not even be the best. A quick story, like a few years ago, when I used to go to a supermarket, there was one supermarket that was like, 2 to 3 minutes away from my house. And there was another supermarket that was about 25 minutes away. So that's like a half-hour drive back and forth. And compared to a 10 minutes drive. But you know what? The supermarket that was 30 minutes away, I'd rather go to that one than the one that was 5 minutes away, because I had some type of a connection. I don't know what it is, but there was a different feeling when I went there. So that's what you have to keep in mind when you're dealing with your site, is you want to connect emotionally with people on your site. And finally, I want to take a look at page speed. This is another crucial one. Okay, page speed is crucial. Websites with faster page speed provide a seamless user experience. On the contrary, websites with longer load times tend to have high bounce rates and reduce average page time. A delay of 1 second in page response can result in a 7% reduction in conversion rate. Website conversion rates drop by an average of 4.24% with additional seconds of load time between 0 to 5. The average mobile page takes 15.3 seconds to load, and nearly 70% of consumers admit that page speed impact their willingness to buy from an online retailer. The highest e-commerce conversion rates occur on pages with load times between 0 to 2 seconds. Your page speed is important. When people come on your landing page, man, I've seen this happen so many times. I get an email from someone, Matthew, I got this great product. I got this great website. Everything is so smooth. It's great. They'll send me the link. When I take a look at the link, I'm sitting there just waiting, and it's spinning. I'm waiting, and it's spinning. And I'm like, why is your website so slow? Your website is extremely slow. So your page speed matters a lot. Make sure that you check your website before you launch your website. Listen, let me save you some time, save you some frustration, save you some money. Before you launch your website, make sure that you're checking the page speed. Because if your page speed is not good, when people come on there, they're going to leave. They are going to leave your site. So now let's get to the training here. We're going to get to the training now, and I want to show you, okay, again, I want to keep this as simple and as basic as possible. This training is meant for beginners that say, Matthew, I've never created a website before, or I'm just getting started. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to figure this website thing out. I probably saw one of your videos somewhere. That's how I'm here watching now to see how can I build a landing page. So I want to keep things simple for you. Now I have a beginner's course here. I have the intermediate, and then I have the advanced training. So for the sake of this course, you're going to learn how to build a landing page that you can be able to use. At the end of this training, you can use that for your business.